Number 4. We see the idols, we repent the idols, we guard against the idols because our hearts are little idol factories that keeps it popping up. And then number 4, the solution is to focus on Jesus. I don't know if you've spent any time going to the arcade or things like that. But back before all the COVID stuff hit and everything, one of my kids' favorite places to go was we would go to the Chuck E. Cheese. For those of you that don't know, Chuck E. Cheese is like the equivalent of the greatest place on earth if you're under the age of like 7. Like it's like the coolest place to be. But they have these games that are there that are, and you remember them before, it's like whack-a-mole. Remember whack-a-mole, something pops up, you hit it, you keep going like that. They have all these different ones that come up, and we sit there and we keep making sure to beat it down. That's a great way to look at this idea of guarding ourselves against idols. But here's where we sometimes make the mistake. If my whole life is simply just doing this and trying to kill that idol and kill that idol and kill that idol and kill that idol and kill that idol, it's not going to be the wonderful, amazing life that Jesus promises us. If my whole life is simply, I'm trying to just make sure I keep kill this, kill this, kill this, kill this, kill this, it's never ending. And so what I need us to see here is the solution isn't so much just the whack-a-mole. That's there. We need to make sure we put to death those idols. But the solution, the ultimate solution here is focusing on Jesus. 1 John 5:21, little children, talking about that relationship that we have with God. Keep yourselves from idols. Psalm 16:4 says this, the sorrows of those who run after another God shall multiply. The psalmist says, listen, if you're pursuing other things, it's just going to lead you to heartbreak. Rather, there's a different way that we need to see this, a different way that we need to experience this. I don't know how many of you ever saw the Indiana Jones movies, but I love the Indiana Jones movie. You know, the movie opens up, and here it is, and it's all about this idol. He wants to get this idol that is sitting there, that is on the pedestal. And you have this moment, okay, Harrison Ford looks awesome, he looks rugged, he looks handsome, he's got his hat on, he's ready to go, and he's sitting there, he's got his sweat, and he knows he's got to take this idol off, but he has to make sure that when he puts something else in its place, it's going to be able to hold that weight to where it doesn't sink down and everything goes south. And so he sits there and he needs to make sure he does it at the right place, and he gets ready, and he goes, switches it. Awesome. Amazing. It worked. He gets walking out of the cave. What happens? Pedestal starts to sink in the ground. All the booby traps start to happen because, well, it wasn't the same thing. Didn't weigh the same. His calculations were off. He made a mistake. That idol wasn't enough to hold up what it was supposed to be. Holding up that bag of sand didn't really work. And here's what I need for us to understand, though. Go ahead and write this in your sermon listening guide. An idol cannot be removed. It must be replaced. An idol cannot be removed. You can't do like Indiana Jones, just simply take it off and think everything's going to be okay. And I think that's the mistake we often make, is say, I'm going to put to death this idol, I'm going to take this away. But if you don't replace it with something else, it's not going to work. And so what we need to do is we take away those idols, we put to death those idols, and we replace it with our focus on Jesus Christ. Let me show you how this fleshes out with Jesus. Let's say that my source idol is power. Hey, when I see Jesus in His greatness, then my power is not so important anymore. It's not so important that I need to be the person making decisions, doing this, doing that, doing that. It erases that when I see Jesus. Hey, let's say that my source issue, my source idol there is control, and I want to make sure that I'm in control and everything's the way that it's supposed to be. When I look and I see Jesus in all of His power, in all of His provision, when He says, look at the birds. Take care of them. I'm going to take care of you. Then it helps erase and get rid of that idol that's there in my life. Listen, whenever our idol is comfort, and our main goal in life is I need to be comfortable no matter what. Whenever we stop and see Jesus in all of His provision and says, listen, I promised you an eternal place, and a place that is far greater than any comfort you can imagine on this fallen, broken world, then it helps get rid of that idol that's in our lives. Hey, when we see Jesus' love, then the approval of all the rest of humanity goes out the window. Hey, we don't need that idol in our life when we know that we are approved from the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And so here's the point. The point is idolatry will keep us from experiencing the joy that is found in this letter. You see, John's been writing, you can know this, you can know this, you can know this, you can know this, and he ends with this incredible warning saying, you know the one thing that's going to rob you of all of this stuff? It's going to be pursuing idols. And that's why he says, listen, little children, loved ones, children of God, keep yourself from that. Protect yourself from that. And in doing that, you're going to find the joy that is found in Jesus alone.